Subscribe Premium Learning's YouTube channel and click the bell icon to receive updates about videos for your career growth.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Now let's embark on the journey of soft skills learning, and the first topic, which is intentionally the first topic in our learnings, is self-assessment. Now this has been intentionally selected as the first topic we learn, okay? Now before we actually dive deep into the details of this topic, I want you to go ahead with your first assignment, okay? This assignment I would call as Dream Me plus my name. Okay. So a lot of times we are hit by the practical limitations. We are hit by our resource crunches or a lot of different things, which actually stops us from chasing the path we really wanted in our life. A lot of people who are listening to these sessions right now, maybe they are engineers right now, but they wanted to be an artist, right? So, what you have to do here as part of this assignment right now is imagine yourself in a position where you will put yourself in your boldest, in your most optimistic dream, which does not have any reality check. You don't have to think about, like, is it even possible right now? No, you don't have to think about its possibilities, its achievability, it's no, nothing. Just the wildest and the best thing you can imagine about yourself. Like the way I can say Prime Minister Pooja Katneshwarkar, it doesn't have to have any reality check. Again, it doesn't have to be just one thing, okay? Prime Minister and the best anchor and whatever, right? So give as many as titles you want before your name and just finish it with your own name, okay? You have to do that right now. Pause the video, go ahead with it. It's not just casual activity. It has got some importance, and so just start right now. Okay, welcome back. So who are you right now? Prime Minister, Chief Minister, yes? World famous painter, world famous dancer, whatnot. Yeah? See, nothing is impossible in this world. Nothing is impossible. All you have to do is believe in your own self and just, give your 100% for that aim. Anyways, that's not something that we want to discuss right now. Okay. So let's just put this thing aside park this thing aside for some time and move ahead to our next thing, the map theory. Okay. What is a map theory? On a map, if you want to go from a place to another, you have to first know where are you standing at the moment. Isn't that the case? Right? On a traditional maps in office places, there are always that index note of you are here. If you go to any mall, okay, so there are these maps and they tell you you are here. And so according to where you are standing right now, you check like whether to take right turn, whether to take left turn, to go to Mochi or to go to Reliance Trends or to Zara or anywhere, right? So you have to first understand where you are standing against your destination. Let's take an example of your Google Map. Now, who doesn't use Google Map these days? Literally everyone uses that. So if you want to go to Shivaji Nagar, right? So you'll enter the destination. But is it enough to enter the destination? Of course not. You have to tell where are you standing currently. Either you ask that device to track your location or you manually enter the location. right? But you have to know where you are standing currently, and then only you can draw the map to your destination, right? So everyone, literally every person in this world has got some goals. They could be altogether different, they could be small, big, any kind of goals, but every person in this life has, in this world, has got goals. Now we have to be able to chase those goals, to be able to reach to that particular place, we have to first understand where we are currently standing against that destination. Getting it? Is it clear? So unless and until we know where we are standing currently against our destination, it is not possible to draw the map. It is not possible to decide the direction, right? So this is what makes this self-assessment topic the very first topic in our soft skills list. Whichever target, whichever goal, whichever dream you want to accomplish, you have to first understand where you are standing currently against that dream, against that goal. Okay? And to understand where are you standing currently, you need to have assessment of yourself. Right? Agreed? 100% agreed? Yes. So map theory, I would call it as a map theory. Okay? So now it is time to know what is your goal and where are you currently standing against your goal. Okay? Now, it's not that only I think it that way. Of course, I've been inspired by people who, a lot of wise men have said this. For example, Aristotle. Aristotle says knowing yourself is the beginning of all the wisdoms. Yes. So you have to first know yourself. That is the biggest wisdom. That is the start of, being able to gain other wisdoms. You have to know yourself first. Or Mahatma Gandhi also had said, you have to win yourself first before winning the world. You have to win the fight inside you before being prepared for the fight outside. Or Shakespeare has also said, know thyself. Know thyself is a very famous term, isn't it? First, you have to know yourself. Okay? And then the journey of knowing the world, understanding things, understanding the world begins. Okay? So a lot of people, a lot of wise men have said, these are just representative. Okay? Now it is clear that self-assessment is our first topic. It is also clear that it is very important. Its order is also important. We have to start with knowing ourselves and then we can achieve different things, right? So now there has to be few tools to do this self-assessment, right? So now we will get introduced to these tools. Okay? SWOT analysis. Now this is the tool that we are going to use. Many of you must have heard about it. Okay? So it's important and it is simple. The most beautiful thing about SWOT analysis is its simplicity. What is a SWOT analysis? It's a strategic planning technique. It helps a person or organization to identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to your goal. It is also called as internal and external analysis. Now, why is it called as internal and external analysis? Because these strength and weaknesses, these two things are your internal things. These things are internal to you. You have strengths within you and you have weaknesses within you, right? And opportunities. O stands for opportunities, which are lying in the outside world. Threats are also lying in the outside world. Like, for example, recession, which we fear to be coming right now, is lying in the outside world. So S and W, which stands for strengths and weaknesses, they lie internally, and opportunities and threats, they are external factors. So that is why it is also called as internal and external analysis. This tool is actually mostly followed by companies and organizations. They assess their position in relation to the competitors to decide further strategies. On a Google map also, if you search SWOT of, you will find number of suggestions like famous companies, SWOT of Nokia, SWOT of this company, that company, right? So this is actually a lot of times followed by companies, but this can be done on personal level also. This is done for personal improvements and assessment also. Okay, now it's a very simple technique, and that is what's beautiful about it. Okay, it is simple, customizable, and enlightening. So it is not very rigid, like you have to do this only this way, that only that way. No, it is customizable and enlightening. Yes, it is so simple, but at the end of this activity, this task, you'll be realizing a lot of new things about you. Yes, so it is enlightening. It need 4 resources. Now, what are these resources? A pen, a paper, your own thoughts. Okay, and these thoughts have to be drawn out in a very calm environment, okay, where you're not disturbed at all, and feedback from your friends and relatives and co-workers. This is now very important point. Okay, see what happens, a lot of times we have got few misconceptions about us, like I'm a very emotional person and I can't do it. Yeah, no, that's what, let's say, that's a misconception I have. But a friend of mine suggests me that, you know what, you're actually not an emotional person, you're very strong. The way you tackled that situation on that very day, it was fabulous. And then I suddenly realized, oh my god, I never realized, I never thought it that way. So a lot of times things that you don't know about yourself, you'll get to know from people around you, people who know you good. For example, your friends, relatives, and co-workers. Okay. So basically, you list down all your strengths, all your weaknesses, possible opportunities, and threats by probing yourself with a lot of questions and giving food to your thoughts. And not just you actually probe, you actually ask a lot of questions to people around you, people who know you, and then actually come to some conclusions. Okay, now we have learned what is a SWOT analysis, what it actually stands for, what is the importance, and what's good about it. Now let's understand few facts related to SWOT analysis. Okay, the first fact is strengths can turn into opportunities and weaknesses into threats. Now, let's say I have good communication skills. That's what I think my strength is. And then I can be a trainer, I can be a counselor, I can be professional anchor, I can be a news anchor, I can be an interviewer. I've got a lot of opportunities. So strengths can be turned into opportunities, right? And for example, I don't know how to speak English. My English is not very good. So this is my weakness. So how can it turn into a threat? Right now I'm working as a junior software developer, and when I have to be promoted to next level, they'll think about it because I'm not good at communication, especially English. Or maybe there is an opportunity of sending someone from your team to onshore in England, let's say, and you can't speak English grammatically correct or fluently, then of course you will be the one who is first ignored, right? So this is the threat. So strengths can turn into opportunities and weaknesses can turn into threats. That is one fact. Another fact, having a defined goal increases the analysis potential. Now, this is a very general SWOT analysis that we are doing, okay? This is overall analysis about one's personality. But if you have defined goal for this SWOT analysis, it increases its potential. For example, SWOT analysis can be done for any small thing. For example, you have an interview next week. So SWOT analysis can be done for next week's interview event also. So what you will do in relation to this event is, what are your strengths in relation to this interview event? What are your weaknesses related to this interview? What are the opportunities and what could be possible threats related to this interview? So it can be as concise as you want. And the more defined goal, it's better. Better results will be obtained. Honesty is the essential policy here. Honesty is the essential policy here too. Because see, honesty is the best policy and it is required to be followed in everyone's life. But as far as SWOT analysis is considered, it is essential here also. If you are not, being honest while doing this analysis, it is not going to give you the fruits you want. Never. So you have to be open to ask people frankly, and you should be open to write down real things, real observations about you. Okay. And the more people participating in the analysis, the better and more accurate is the analysis. As I just said, honesty is the best policy, is the essential policy over here. A lot of times, maybe not intentionally you're being good to yourself, but we have got few misconceptions about ourselves, and these misconceptions can be actually broken by people around you. They know you better sometimes, because it's human tendency. We observe people around us more than we think about ourselves, right? So we dig deeper into people's characters, we dig deeper into people's natures than our own self, right? So people, the more people participating in this analysis, the better and the more accurate is going to be this analysis. Okay, so these are few facts about SWOT analysis. It is quite simple actually. Now this is the SWOT table. Simple. It has got 4 quadrants: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, all you have to do is take a pen and paper, which you already have. Okay, I don't have to tell you again. So, draw a table like this, which has got 4 quadrants. And in first quadrant, which is your strengths, write down as many possible strengths you can. Okay, it doesn't have to be, okay, this is not that important, this is very trivial. No, don't. It has to be brainstorming. Write down, pen down everything that comes in your mind. Okay, strengths, write down everything that you feel is your strength. Write down everything that you think is your weakness. Okay, write down opportunities, every opportunity that pops up in your mind, and every threat again which pops up in your mind. Okay, the only rule over here is to have no rule. Okay,